Okay, so we're going to create a part and on shape which we're now going to use and you're going to build upon. This part here, if you look at the prosthetic hand, the flexible part is going to slide into this part here. So this is going to be pre-built and pre-printed for you. And then you're going to make this piece here, which I'm just about to talk you through, which will allow the two, when we bring them together, apologies, wrong one, here, for your design to slide into the prosthetic hand. So what you're going to build will start on this surface, or however you want to go from there, but it will then be able to attach to our prosthetic hand simply by sliding on, and then you build your design from there. So to create that, I'm going to go through it now. So we're going to create a new part studio. So this will be a new document for you. You can name the document whatever you want. I'm going to start on the front plane. And the first thing I'm going to do is a center point rectangle, which is 15 long and 3 millimeters high. From here, I'm going to use these little dots. These give me reference points. So from the middle here, I'm going to put a dot there, and I'm going to put a dot here. It doesn't matter where they go as long as they don't latch onto a center. If they latch onto a center, then you won't be able to move them afterwards. I'm then going to set that distance to 2.5 millimeters, and exactly the same on the other side, 2.5 millimeters. I'm then going to grab a line, and this line I'm going to do it any length and any angle. So I'm going to click that line out there, hit escape, and do exactly the same with the other one. And what I'm trying to avoid is it to take any reference on any other point. So what I mean by that is it will latch on to 90 degrees, and it will probably, if I get it right, it will latch on to the same angle as this one over here. So I don't want them to be the same at this stage. What I'm then going to do is use my dimension tool. I'm going to do something we haven't done before. I'm going to click on that line, and then click on this line, and if I pull out to the left, it will give me an angle. I'm going to set that to 60 degrees. With the next one here, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I click on this line once, one click, and it will start to give me a measurement because it's automatically telling me it thinks I want that measurement. But if I then hover over this line, click once, and drag out diagonally, I can set that to 60 degrees. I'm then simply going to click here and here, and at the moment that's 5.7. I want that to be 5 millimeters, and it will just shorten my line to 5 millimeters. Exactly the same here between the end point of my line and the line above it. Set that to 5 millimeters, and the last thing I'm going to go between this one and this one, which should be parallel, and use the scissors to trim off that line there. So it looks like there's a lot of measurements, but hopefully if you start with a rectangle of 15, use some points here and set them 2.5 millimeters either side of that center plane. That's why it's so important to start in the middle there so that you have a reference. Make these any lengths and any angles, and then set the angle, any length, any angles, set the angle, then define the lengths at 5 millimeters, and finally go across. And we're going to set this. Now, I can't actually remember, so I'm just going to quickly go back and check what I set this one as previously. So 15 millimeters. So back into here, and this is going to be 15 millimeters. So that's your